Hi and welcome back to Normski TV. It's been a while, but I'm back again to some good news concerning Arsenal. Yesterday we played our first home game against basement side Norwich City, and yeah, everything was all good. Really good to see the team winning comfortably. We won 4-0, and you know, looking at the way the side is playing, you can see what Arteta wants with this club in terms of how he wants them to play, and you could kind of see that from the likes of Aubameyang. You know, he was doing a lot of pressing and closing down, hence him getting his goal from a Tim Krul mistake. And you know, long may it continue. The hope is that he will sign the contract. Good news concerning Bukayo Saka. You know, he's signed a 5-year deal, which is brilliant news. He's the future of Arsenal, fantastic player. You know, we was wondering whether he wasn't going to sign it or not. You know, they were saying sign the team, and he's finally signed it. And he signed a 5-year deal. I think it's about £50,000 a week, which is brilliant for a guy his age, and he's only going to get better. And you know for a fact that, you know, with that 5-year deal, they've got a lot of flexibility there, because you can see that he's going to be an improved player. And I'm sure they would have written in his contract, he would have accepted in his contract that, look, based on if I improve and get better, and maybe the amount of goals I score or assists, that the likelihood is that, you know, they're going to look to even renew. He's young, you know, by the time that 5-year deal is up, he's going to be 23, if my math serves me right. So, you know, the future looks rosy, and, you know, Arsenal need to be tying down, you know, these youngsters. I can see that Arteta wants to go with a young team and that can adapt to his philosophy. And given what he's got to work with, it's been quite difficult. But you know what? It's good. One, to have 3 games where we won on the bounce. Last week we played Sheffield United away in the FA Cup. Won 2, was it 2-1? I can't remember. Yeah, I think it was 2-1. Last minute goal by Cevallos. And beating Southampton away 2-0. I don't really want to talk about the other games. I didn't cover them, and that was Brighton away. You know, Guendouzi in his big mouth, and then Mope hitting the winner, last minute winner for us to lose, end up losing 2-1. And then Man City, disastrous start. But hey, you're up against, you know, one of the best teams in Europe. So I don't really want to talk about them, dwell on it. You know, we need to be looking forward to the future. And it's great, as I say, to see Arsenal, you know, coming back to winning ways. Not only that, it's one of our biggest wins. I think we put 4 past Newcastle. So, you know, it's good to see, you know, us putting more goals. And we're +6. Can you believe it? We are +6. Fantastic. And we're above Tottenham as well. Only for a short while, because I know they're playing tonight. But you never know. Hope Sheffield United can hold them to a draw or even beat them. But we have got some tough games coming up. You know, the likes of we're going to be playing Wolves away. That's not going to be an easy game. Not as easy as Norwich. You know, and our record at Molineux is not fantastic. We got slapped up there last season. I think it was 3-1. We need to go there. The thing about it, we're going there in the game with some confidence, because, as I said, we've won 3 games on the bounce, which is absolutely brilliant. So let's go there. I know we're going to be up the likes of like Jimenez and Traore. These are guys that know how to play football and are quick on the counter. So we need to make sure that we're ready for them. But listen, it's good. Let's go into that game with some confidence, and hopefully we can get something from it. And then after that game, I think we're away to, I believe it's Tottenham away. So, and then Leicester at home. So if we can get out of those 3 games, who knows? Hopefully 6 points, maybe 7 points. You know, it'd be great. If we can win all 3 of them, then absolutely fantastic. But let's see how it goes. But let's just talk about the Arsenal-Norwich game yesterday quickly, and just give some player ratings and just what I thought about the game. Obviously, when I saw the team list and the team news, I was like, Man, Arteta, what are you doing, man? Why are you leaving Saka on the bench? You know, we've just signed the guy. You left him on the bench. Didn't see Ozil in the side. Didn't see Guendouzi. But to be honest, I'm not too perturbed about Ozil. The fact that he's only 350,000 a week does do my head in. But it doesn't look like he has a future at Arsenal. And then Guendouzi, you know, that's the second maybe third now game left out in a row. So things don't look too rosy for both those players. Whether we'll be able to get them off the books, who knows? We may be able to do a swap deal. There's talk about us doing a swap deal possibly with Atletico Madrid concerning Thomas Partey. But again, I'll come on to that later on as we speak about potential signings. But Arsenal 4, Norwich 0. And to be perfectly honest, we were absolutely fantastic. First half, brilliant. Pinging the ball around, you know, really playing at quick pace, closing down. And then, you know, as I said, when I first saw the team news, I was like, wow, David Luiz, Kolasinac, and Mustafi. I just thought, oh my gosh, you know what I mean? Because I know, you know, they got is it Pookie that plays for Norwich, and he hasn't scored since I think it's something in the region. I think it's from December now. And I was thinking, well, the only team that could actually help him do that is probably Arsenal, but we kept him really quiet. You know, it looked really promising for us yesterday in terms of how we played, and you could see what Arteta wants with this side. You know, so I'm really pleased at the way you know, we handled Norwich. I mean, they weren't really at the races, to be honest, and there was no real. I mean, Cantwell was probably one of their most dangerous men, and we kept him quiet. So for me, you know, I'm just pleased that we got a big comprehensive win. And as I said, saw that back three. But you know what? They normally say that David Luiz plays better in a three, and that was true of him. He did play quite well. I'll talk about their individual performances. But we went with a 3-4-3 formation. It seems as if Arteta's he's going to probably start playing with this formation quite a lot. So looking at the game yesterday, you know, Dani Cevallos for me was absolutely fantastic. You know, the first half he was literally running around like a guy possessed. You know, tackling, getting into tackles, breaking up play. The ball was going through me, and you know, he was the fulcrum basically for getting the ball, spreading the ball out, and he really done well. And Xhaka himself played well, you know, pinging those long balls, and so it was absolutely fantastic. You know, we had one scare in the first half where one of their players, defender, pinged a shot from outside. I think it was probably about 30 yards out. Hit the post. It was like, oh my gee. It looked like Martinez didn't stand a chance, but lucky enough, he hit the post, and we went on and got our first goal through Aubameyang. That closing down, it seems like Arteta's really impressing on the players, and especially Aubameyang, you know, because I think he wants to build a team around him, and for him to be, you know, pressing from the front and defending from the front. Reece Nelson was doing it, you know, and as I said, Dani Ceballos was doing his bits as well. Lacazette, work rate was brilliant, absolutely fantastic, closing down and everything. The only thing that's lacking for him is lack of threat, is no goals. He has to get goals, because at the moment, you know, you're looking at him, he doesn't look like a £50 million player. Yeah, you know, and the problem is the more he goes without scoring, the less confident he's going to be. So, like I said, he really needs to start finding the back of the net. You've got to be finding the back of the net. But all in all, you know, watching the game, you know, you could see Arsenal were totally in control of the game. And with that persistence of Aubameyang closing down, Tim Krul Aubameyang coming at an angle, literally out of nowhere, robbed the ball off of Tim Krul and calmly, shall I say, went round him and put it past the keeper into the goal. So we go 1-0 up, which is absolutely fantastic. And then we had a brilliant team goal where I think it was David Luiz pinged the ball out to Tierney, who linked up Aubameyang, and then with the outside of his foot played a lovely pass to Granit Xhaka. Yes, and what a goal it was with his left peg. We go 2-0 up. absolutely fantastic. And, you know, it was just great, you know. And then, you know, we go in half time. I think we go in half time at 2-0. And it's just really about when we come out now, let's just keep the momentum going. And the problem with Arsenal, what tends to happen in the second half is that we tend to come out a little bit slow. And to admittedly, for about 10-15 minutes, Norwich did they made 3 straight changes after half time, and they went to, I think it was like 2 up front. Caused us a little bit of problems. I think Martinez made a fantastic save. I don't know what David Luiz was doing, where he kind of just stopped, and their striker nearly was in on goal. But Martinez, who had for me a very good game, saved us. So we would have literally, it could have been 2-1. It could have been a totally different game. But then we go on, and then as the game progressed, we got back into the game, started to impose ourselves back on them. And then, Norwich, their Achilles heel is they just can't defend. They play a ball across their area. Bamian latches onto it. Lovely, calm finish into the back of net. We're 3-0 up. And then, go on through the game. Arsenal made a few changes. Brought on Willock. Brought on Cedric Cevallos, who came on for Bellerin. Bellerin didn't look too happy going off, but hey, what? He's the guy that we know is going to start challenging Bellerin for it. And it's good that we can have someone like him. And great, fantastic debut by him. Because what? With a left peg, he puts that into the back of the net, 4-0. Lovely jubbly. Nketiah came on for Lacazette, and he just made a nuisance of himself. So I was really pleased with Nketiah, the closing down. You can see what Arsenal are doing. You can see what Arteta wants with Arsenal. He wants work rate. He wants you to win the ball back quickly, and that's what we're doing. And I think until we get the players, that can do that, he has to work with what he's got. I'm hoping that the ball will stick their hands in their pocket and do that. So I'm just going to quickly just give you some player ratings. Martinez, I think he had a solid game yesterday. Made some great saves. Made a fantastic save from a free kick. I'm going to give Martinez an 8. Yep. Mustafi, I'm going to give Mustafi. He had a basic, okay game. I'm going to give him a 5. David Luiz, I'm going to give David Luiz a 6. Kolasinac. The thing about Kolasinac, which annoys me, when he first came, he was a guy that would surge forward. What I can't take about Kolasinac is that he will pick the ball up, and you can guarantee he will go forward a little bit, and then he cuts back, and then he plays the ball back. I don't know what's happened to his confidence about going forward. He's a big, strong guy, but for some reason, he just his positioning, his sense of position is just not great. You had Kieran Tierney, who was playing as a left wing back, and Bellerin as a right wing back. But Kolasinac, I'm going to give Kolasinac I'm going to give him a 5. I just don't like him. We've got to get the ball moving quicker from the back to front to the midfield. So I'm going to give Kolasinac a 5. Going over to Bellerin as a wing back, this guy, he's got to get forward more. He gets past the halfway line, and it's almost like he has a brain freeze. There was one situation where we broke on Norwich. He ended up getting to the byline, falling over his own feet. How is that? That is just absolutely ridiculous. Do you know what I mean? Bellerin's been with the club, he's 25, 26. He's been with the club for a long time. Elder statesman now. Listen, mate, if you need to go and plant your trees, because right now you're still not doing it. And I just think that someone like Suarez or even Maitland-Niles are going to be fighting for your place, and you better look over your shoulder, mate. I'm giving you a 5. In the middle, Dani Ceballos. First half, absolutely fantastic. If it was on first half alone, I would have given him a 10 out of 10. But he kind of went a bit quiet in the second half. But I'm going to give Dani Ceballos an 8. I'm going to give Dani Ceballos an 8. Granit Xhaka also had a very good game as well. And I'm going to... Great goal, absolutely fantastic take of the goal. I'm going to give Granit Xhaka also an 8. Kieran Tierney, my man, my brother. This guy, listen, fantastic defender, old school type defender, knows his positioning, goes forward, can whip a crossing, fantastic. Only problem is there's no one on the end of it. We need people on the end of it. But this guy defended absolutely brilliantly. I'm going to give Tierney an 8 as well. Going up to the front, you got Nelson. Now the guy, he's trying to, you know, I don't know what it is about Nelson. You know, I don't think he's a winger, and when he picks up the ball, it's almost like when he gets into the last third, it's like he just has no end product, and he's like he freezes. Do you know what I mean? He's got to sort of just slow down when he gets that ball, slow down and just pick his pass. You know, and if he wants to stake out a place for that position, he's got to do better than that. He's not going to get Pepe from there. The only reason why Pepe didn't play is probably they're resting him for the Wolves game. And again, same with Saka, resting him for the Wolves game. I'm going to give Reece Nelson a 5. Lacazette, work rate is there, but mate, you're lacking in goals, man. You're lacking in goals. Until you sort that out, listen, mate, I'm going to have to just give you a 6. But my man, Mr. Mr. Aubameyang, you're the man. 50 goals. One of the fastest Arsenal players in the Premier League to get to 50 goals. Beating Thierry Henry and beating Ian Wright. 51 goals. Joint top goal scorer with Jamie Vardy on 19 goals. In an average team, we need to sign this guy. And it was good to hear him after saying, you know, he was joking about, you know, Saka signed it. And he said, I'm not, you know, he signed the team. I need to, you know, be looking at my contract and having chats with Arsenal and see where we go from this. So I'm hoping that they will come up with some positive talks and just give him what he needs. Give him what he needs, because this guy, he scores goals for fun. And he had a brilliant game, scoring 2 goals. I'm going to give him my man of the match, and also I'm going to give him a 10 out of 10. He was absolutely fantastic. For the subs coming on, Rob Holding came on. You know, I'm just going to give him a standard 5. Joe Willock, again, worked hard. I want to give him a 5. Eddie Nketiah, I'm going to give him a 7, because when he did come on, he did cause some problems. So I'm going to give him a 7. Cedric Suarez, just for the goal alone, mate, I'm going to give you a 7. And I'm telling you now, you are going to push Bellerin for his place. Bellerin didn't look happy after the final whistle. The camera panned in on him. He didn't look happy. For a team that's won 4-0, man's not looking happy because he knows there's pressure. But then it could be good pressure, and that's what we need. Nicolas Pepe came on, and he had an okay game. I'm just going to give him a standard 5. And then Mikel Arteta looked at the team selection, wasn't too sure about it, but after sort of seeing what he wanted to do, in terms of, you know, looking at resting the likes of Saka, Pepe, and that, you know, it worked out well for him. I'm going to give Arteta a 9. And really, that's basically it. I just hope that when we come to Wolves on Saturday, that we can go with the same confidence. And you never know. You never know. It's going to be a very tough game. But, you know, let's go out there. We've got confidence. You know, we've got these 3 wins under our belt. Let's see if we can go for 4 wins in a row. Now, just talking on some other news, you know, as I said, Bukayo Saka has signed a 5-year deal, £50,000 a week, and that's brilliant news. And also, there's rumours that there's £105 million buyout clause. If that's the case, brilliant, Arsenal. Now you're now starting to act like a big club. That is absolutely great. There's now talk about Thomas Partey. Graham Hunter, who's a Spanish correspondent for the Spanish league out there, is actually saying, he came on TalkSport, and I think reported on Sky News that Thomas Partey wants to come to Arsenal. You know, it's about Arsenal finding the money to buy him out. His buyout clause is 43 million. Arsenal are bidding lower than that, but listen, they need to get this deal done. They've got to get this deal done. You know, if he comes in, he's definitely going to strengthen the middle, and he wants to come in. I know Arsenal and their representatives are in talks with Thomas Partey's representative, so I'm hoping that something can really come out of this. You know, it's great news. It's good to have a big smile on my face. As I said, the last 2 games before our wins, which was the Brighton and Man City, I just was not in the mood. And I know, you know, really, I should just report on everything, you know what I mean, capture the mood, but I was just really sick to the stomach after losing, especially to Brighton, you know what I mean. But listen, it's good news in terms of Saka getting his contract, and now we need Aubameyang to do the same thing. And if we can get this, I mean, news is really hotting up on this Thomas Partey thing, and I really do sincerely believe that we may possibly do this. I know we need to get people off the books. I think at the moment it looks like Mkhitaryan is signed for Roma, which is good news. That means that's £200,000 off the wages. Come on, Arsenal, we got to get in there. We got to get the players. top 4, doubt think we're going to get it. There's a possibility that we could make Europe, finish maybe, possibly 7th. But it's going to be a big ask. You never know. If we can't do it through that way, we've got the FA Cup, but we've got Man City in the semi-finals. Who knows? Last time we beat them, we went on, played Chelsea in the final. The odds were against us, and we came out as FA Cup winners. So let's go into all these next games really positive. I'm really buzzing and hearing this good news, and hopefully we'll be hearing about some signings come the end of the actual season, and hopefully we'll seal the likes of Thomas Partey, and the big one is to make sure that we get Aubameyang signing the thing. Listen, take care, please subscribe, share and like, and I'll see you on the next one. Take care.